안녕하세요. My name is Jin An. I'm currently working as an in-house lawyer for Ministry of Business, Innovation and Employment. I'm running as a Labour candidate in this election in New Zealand. I came to New Zealand in 1995 when I was 11. So at a fundamental level, you need to have a good idea about the people, and you need to have a good idea about what is happening in the parliament and government and how you can best communicate that. So I think of the role of the politician as a communicator or translator for people's will. I've been quite disappointed with the way New Zealand has been progressing. If we continue to go in this direction, we will see more sort of division in society, and that's why I want to jump in and help in this election. Well, there are so many different areas that you can get into. As a politician, you can start off being a local council member, or you can be a member of the parliament, but you can also consider, say, working for an NGO, so it's not a politician that's paid by the government per se, but more like a political figure. So it's, yeah, I mean, like someone like Angela Merkel was like a chemist before she became the Chancellor, so you can have like different backgrounds, but I think at the end of the day, what's most important is like having empathy for people and caring about people. I think not so much identity issues. I think 1.5 generation is hard because you come to a new country with your parents and you are learning and you're trying to make friends and you're learning new language and new society, and at the same time you're kind of teaching your parents like how to be New Zealanders too. So I remember like you know, because kids can generally speak English quicker than your parents, you know, you end up talking to the landlords or power company or insurance company like for your parents, and then your parents start saying, oh, can you help my friend, and then you end up becoming like a translator for an entire group of people. And it's quite tough for like a young kid, but I think it kind of makes you really independent and kind of more savvy as you grow old as well, I suppose, and talk to lots of different people who are lawyers and politicians and people who are in a position that you want to be in, and find out from them what it's like to be in that job, because sometimes it might not be how you imagine it to be. So I think talking to as many people as possible and getting an idea of what you like and don't like is a good thing.
안녕하세요. My name is Joonseob and I'm a professional golfer from New Zealand. I came to New Zealand when I was 6, and I started playing golf when I was 9, and I turned pro in 2014. This is my 4th year. It was my first time in Korea last year. Yeah, I won my qualifying score, which got me into Korean Tour, and yeah, I'm still there. When I was amateur, if I'm not playing well, I sort of tend to give up sometime throughout my round, but as a professional golfer, like one shot is so crucial that it just makes me try very hard. And I also find financially it was very tough as well. I did not know golf was that expensive after you turn pro. So it is definitely an unstable job because your income it's always different. It can be a no income, or it can be like suddenly a lot of income. So it's important you have a good support behind your back. I was lucky enough to have that. I do get nervous all the time. does not matter if it's a big tournament, small tournament. It's just staying in your process, not just worrying about results. It's just about staying in process, and if I can do that, I hope good result can come follow. It's very important to have goals. You need to have goals. Make an outcome goals, process goals. I reckon those are most important. Enjoy is one of the big keys to the game. If you cannot enjoy it, it's very hard. It's just because it involves such a huge amount of mental part of the game. And don't be afraid of failure. Failures are very good for you to develop. It gives you what you need to work on. So don't be afraid of failure. So that's most important.
안녕하세요. Karen Park is my name. I'm one of the anesthetic doctors working in Auckland City Hospital. I came to New Zealand when I was 13 years old in 2001. There are two pathways. One is undergraduate and the other one postgraduate. If you're an undergraduate student, you will enter the first year of biomedical science or health science, and you study for 1 year and apply to enter medicine. They usually say any academic result above B+ is required. However, that is the absolute bare minimum, and most people require a lot higher GPA than that. Scoring well in UMAT is also important. I personally took the exam when I was a 7th form, as well as when I was in first year uni. Interview skills are important if you're applying for Auckland University. Nowadays the interview process have changed. So what you need now is 8 different stations which will test your communication skills, humanistic skills, your problem solving ability and your leadership skills and other things as well. Obviously humanistic qualities are important, so the ability to empathize with people. Being a doctor, I think, is a commitment to lifelong learning. So just being enthusiastic about learning new stuff and upskilling yourself is really important. I think because New Zealand is such a culturally diverse country, being culturally sensitive and culturally understanding is also very important. Actually, each patient encounter is the successful moment. And because I work in the field of anesthetics, it's about drifting someone off to sleep and waking someone up at the end. And every encounter is invaluable. And being a doctor is not a very easy career. But because it is so rewarding, you have that inner strength to go on. And I know it is very cliched, but I think it is the truth. As I was growing up, I came here when I was 13, and when I started high school, I did not speak any English. So it was really hard to learn English, and I still remember crying myself to bed every night because I really hated it here. As you grow up, because all of your family mainly speak Korean, and you're probably the only few ones at home who can speak English and Korean, and you find yourself that you're losing the ability to speak Korean, and you lose the ability to keep in touch with your Korean background and your identity. Read a lot, enjoy life outside medicine, enjoy exploring other options, and you really need to be certain about your career choice. Once you make the commitment, it is a little bit hard to turn back. If you really want to get on, just talking to people around you who are already working as a doctor or studying as a medical student will be a very good starting point. You will have to study hard, there is no doubt about that, but you will also have to find the sort of study technique that works for yourself. And I found mine before I actually started university, so I think that's one of the advantages that I had. when I entered medicine.
안녕하세요. Hi, my name is Jang Hyun Lim. I'm a guitarist and also music producer. I came to New Zealand the year of 2000. In 2005, I played a classical piece called Canon by Pachelbel, and I recorded my video and posted it onto internet. Then the video went viral at that time, and the view count of the video on YouTube was around 6 million at that time. When I was really young, I was really into rock and metal music, such as Metallica and Nirvana. And also I'm good at programming all the MIDI and virtual instruments. So I'd like to utilize my skills. So that's why I chose instrumental rock music. I have a condition. It's something goes to my nerve system, and as you can see, my hand is not really healthy. Like this is what I can do. All I can stretch. So yeah, but I can overcome. I'm gradually overcoming this. Obviously, financial issues is one of the hardest mountain every musician has to overcome. So to overcome that, I do my best to maximize my revenue stream. So I do everything I can do related to music, such as guitar lessons and music production, and as session guitarist as well. It's all about the people who listen to my music. They are healed by my music, and they are actually reacting to my music. And I feel really grateful when they say because of my music they got inspired and they changed their life. Yes. Yes, I'm really struggling with that issue because the language barrier is the most biggest one, and also in Korea, I'm Korean, but the Korean culture is not that familiar to me, so I'm kind of in between. I always find that. But I try to think like this. I am in between of Korean and Kiwi. So, but that can be a good identity to write my own music. One of the key thing is getting to work on your instrument. That's the most important thing. There is no shortcut to get good skill. So it needs to take plenty of time. Nowadays, musicians should equip with another skill set, not only music and playing instruments, but also another skill set like graphic design or web design, photography or video making as well. And also you have to be honest to yourself, and because 관객들이나 청중들이 공감하는 주제는 거의 다 솔직한 자신의 모습에 공감을 많이 하거든요. 그래서 자기 자신만의 것을 음악에 담아서 잘 표출할 줄 아는 사람이어야 한다고 생각합니다. 여러분도 할 수 있습니다. You can do it.
It was very inspiring when Oscar talked about how being a 1.5 generation Korean Kiwi, and I related with that because he felt he didn't belong completely into the New Zealand sector or the Korean sector, so I related with that, and it was interesting to hear how that impacted his work.
Now have a very clear understanding of what it's like to be a doctor and the process in becoming a doctor. and I have a clear insight in the career, and I think it was extremely helpful for me.
It was great to have many life advices, not just in sports, but just generally about life. I heard that he didn't really rely on his talent, but tried really hard and practiced a lot.
Yeah, if I be more active and participate in some more activities and volunteer to some more activities related to this career. Yeah, if I do those things, I think I can.